is the Can We Talk podcast number. I don't know. You guys have to figure it out.
27.
27.
We have a special guest in the building.
Where's the claps?
It's not gonna work. These we shouldn't do these anymore because they won't fade into what we're doing. So like it's gonna. What are we doing? Like it's not gonna sound good. So we did our special guest a disservice with the slow claps. The loud ones in the mix. Something I did say within the video compound of the True Foodies podcast. Why do I keep calling it a podcast?
YouTube channel.
It still could be a podcast though because it's
Food show.
Food show.
In food show.
Yeah, it could be everything,
Right?
I know a lot of people see the pictures that are taken from behind the scenes and don't get to know who that person is. It's been over a year since I've been even get this person in front of the camera, first of all. Although she be on TikTok, although she be on Instagram, although she be on Facebook, although she be on every social media site that ever existed ever.
Mm-hmm. Keep it going.
Goes live sometimes.
Goes live.
With her friends.
Dances,
You didn't have
workout
to
videos.
Oh.
You ain't had to piggyback.
All of that. But we have, once again, the most specialist guest we've ever had at this podcast. I wanted to let it just go. Robyn Hill.
I like held my breath while you did that. Hi.
She was really nervous to be on here. I don't know
Very.
why. Although she is here she's been here all
knows how
27 episodes. She's been here, and even episodes before she's been here. I don't know why she was nervous or what she was nervous of, but we have her in the building finally.
Yay.
It's just a different atmosphere on the side, so I'm comfortable on the other side.
Are you comfortable on the other side? How comfortable?
100% comfortable. I like being comfortable, and you like making me uncomfortable.
It's kind of my job.
Don't have to be. You just
Wait,
signed
you have
up
to
for
get
it.
used to this side now. You're part of it now.
Yeah.
You're official.
No. Put me back.
The third co-host.
What? Okay, no, now you're taking it too far.
She'll be on every episode moving forward. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Awesome. It's because of you.
Huh?
See, this is where the claps come in. I don't know why. It's my version of the clap.
That's funny.
So let's get into it. So I know you guys had some topics you guys wanted to talk about. We can do that. But then we want to probably transition into talking about the food aspect of the True Foodies podcast show, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know what it is. I just made up the name like 3 weeks ago. So we'll figure that out. And within the room, we're going to look at some footage of that and, be able to critique it, everyone in the room. But if you guys want to go over some topics, let's do it.
Go ahead. I thought we were going to focus on the food, so I didn't even...
We are, but you've been tagging me and shit like crazy for like the last 3 days.
Yeah, she has been tagging me too. But
It's just because I don't want to miss anything, if it does like come up in the show or something like that. But
Absolutely. Let's pick one of those topics. Whatever topic you want to pick. Let's start with one.
The one she tagged us in on
I don't even know what
Instagram.
I tagged us in.
It's the one on Instagram
there's
for
one
me.
on Instagram.
Mhm.
Which
What was
one?
that?
Was it like it was about dating. What was it about?
There you go.
Probably some like against man shit. Like, should men like
Okay,
women
but
who
don't-
don't walk straight in lines,
Don't do
or
her
should they
like
walk
that.
like what?
Yes.
She said yes. What?
Let me see. Saved. I think I always say
It was on your page.
this one. Was it this one where we are obsessed with marrying and dating financial stable partners, forgetting to check mental, emotional, spiritual stability? No, that's not it.
No.
It was something. Was it today?
It was something I said I had side questions too. If you go in our messages, I said I got side questions, so I can't answer that. I do. I'm gonna think harder than what the post is. She
Same.
wants me to just answer that, and I'm like, no.
What if like
No,
what if
it's
too?
gonna work.
Is it on my Instagram? I think
Was it on her Instagram or what?
It was on hers,
It's
yeah.
on mine.
So if you go on yours and then look at our messages, it should be there.
Yeah. I put.
Not look at the camera then talk. She said, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, they haven't seen this. They don't see this lazy out today. All right, it was.
I don't have no lazy. Yeah, stop playing.
Look.
It's not even lazy.
This one,
It's not even lazy. Y'all don't let her play. Baby be talking. Good. What was the question? I'm like, it's not even lazy. You gonna have the people thinking that.
Wait, it's the Mercury retrograde. I promise you.
What's the question?
Would you delete your social media for a healthy relationship?
That.
Answer. What's your side note?
My side notes?
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to put it into words. That's why I just told Raven, I was like, I can't answer that right now. But I was just like, why is that the basis of y'all's relationship? Like, why, if you're already in something that's toxic and then that's not helping it, or if you're in something and then that becomes y'all's toxicity, is that the word? Mm-hmm. Then why are y'all together? Like, I don't know. That was just me. That was one of my side questions. I don't know. The other day was like 2 weeks ago for me. It was that far back, so I can't remember.
So I feel like it depends. I feel like you can. I feel like you can delete social media for a healthy relationship. I don't think it has to be necessarily like, it doesn't mean that you and that other person are having issues, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to. I think people automatically tend to think, oh, it's got something to do with trust issues or whatever. Yeah. But I think sometimes social media, and this is everybody, and it doesn't even have to be relationship wise. Sometimes people can just get really engulfed in social media that it takes your attention off of everything else. You know what I'm saying? You're not, focused on, or even some people get caught up in, oh, this person is at this point in their life and I'm not there. So then now I'm putting pressure on myself and kind of wearing me down, and then that can bleed over into your relationship and cause. So I don't think that it automatically always has to do with just trust. Because sometimes when people say, I need to take a social media break, I just need to take a step back, focus on me, mm-hmm. focus on my mental health, focus on. So I kind of look at it like that. Like, it doesn't, I think people always are quick to think of it as a negative thing, but sometimes you just need a social media break. Yeah. Sometimes I just don't need any outside distractions, so that's how I take the post.
Yeah, but a break is different than just
completely.
It's either me or that. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I took the post.
So I think it depends on how you take it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if somebody came to you and was like, I don't want you on social media anymore. Okay, then that's a different problem. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm glued to my phone and this is becoming an issue with us spending time. Like, phones do that in general. Mm-hmm. Like, I think we need to do that just in life. Put your phone down just a little bit and be present here. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like. In that sense, I get what you're saying, and I agree. Like, if somebody's like, you're on your phone too much, or you're posting too much, or too many people are commenting or liking, mm-hmm. and somebody like gives you an ultimatum. I don't like ultimatums. Mm-hmm. So if you're giving me an ultimatum, then you have insecurities within yourself that you need to deal with. You trust this, you know what I'm saying? So I agree with that. But then I also feel like sometimes you can just take a step back from social media.
What's the post again? Tell me the post.
Would you delete your social media for a healthy relationship? Me personally, I feel like if someone were to ask me that, then heck no, I'm not deleting my social media because I work on social media. But if it's my personal choice, like like, man, I need to, I want to focus on my relationship. Yeah. I think there's a difference. Yeah. If someone asks you, I don't know how I would react if someone asked me that. Like, if my significant other were to ask me.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like if somebody, like I said, gave me an ultimatum, but I feel like if you just think about life before social media, like, you can have a healthy relationship without social media. It's not the end all be all if you delete your social media. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just feel like you might even have more time. Like, if you know how it pops up all of our iPhone lovers in here, all of our iPhone people, Team iPhone.
Team Android.
You know how it pops up on your phone? You are so down 13% or whatever on your screen time. On your screen time. So if you just think about that, if you just cut out your social media, how much screen time would it be down? You know what I mean? And then that amount of time is time that you can be spending with your family, with your significant other, or putting into your craft. You know how there's talents that we have that we put to the side because we're on our phones, you know what I mean? So I look at it like that, but I do agree with what you're saying and get what you're saying. How do you feel?
I lived through it, right?
Okay.
So my previous actually recorded relationship was just that. Like, I'm on social media a lot, but I'm not on it for reasons that people really think.
Right.
Like,
So that's different.
I'm a lot of focused on a lot of things, and I think the post. What was the post name? What was the post again? Because I want to address the post directly.
Yes.
So the post says, this is from women. I should probably tell people where it's from. Women_happy_love on Instagram. It says, "Would you delete your social media for a healthy relationship?" Because I want to get them.
So that question can be answered really simply. Like, what is if social media is a problem for you guys? Once again, I've been in a situation where I've been with a woman and me being on social media and getting them as much attention as I get in certain situations affected them, right? Like, if I post a selfie or if I post food and they see tons of women commenting and reacting to the food and stuff like that, that makes them feel insecure.
Okay.
Right? And I can understand that, right?
Okay.
But like, I make any person I'm with secure enough to understand, like, I'm like, all that shit is just stupid to me.
Yeah.
So having to delete my actual personality or delete my Facebook or whatever social media sites is out of this world, and it's absolutely will never happen.
Yeah.
I won't even stand for that. If that conversation even happens, it's a red flag for me, and it's time for me to walk away from that.
Do you feel like for you, because I feel like it's part of your brand, it's part of your business, it's part of you promoting and stuff like that. So it's a part. But if you had a job that didn't entail that, would it be a big deal, or would it still bother you if somebody?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
because
okay.
like,
so it's not just because of you.
At the end of the day, right? Posting on Facebook is a free will, right?
Yeah.
Like, no one can force you to post or not post, right? So if you get the opportunity to post and you post, and the girl or man you're fucking with has a problem with what you're posting, how you post, that just doesn't. That's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to control me online when I'm in your room with you? Like, we're hanging out every fucking day. Like, we're always together. Yeah. How the fuck does me posting a meme or posting a meme affect you?
Yeah.
And I don't think that even equals to you anymore. At that point, if you feel that way, that you have to get out of social media. Because I know women outside of my own relationships that I've had that are like, if he has social media, I'm really not gonna fuck with him.
Yeah.
Wow. See, my ex was like, he told me, he was like, you never post me online. I never post honestly, I never post anybody but my family and myself.
And that's also another conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't traditionally give explanations to who and what I post.
Yeah.
Like, if I post something about a person that I'm involved with, it's a post. It's not the post that I need everyone to know that I'm fucking with this person.
Exactly.
I know I'm fucking with this person.
Right.
Like, why does everybody else in the universe need to know I'm fucking with this person?
Yeah.
I know I'm fucking with this person, and I'm posting it for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've been very cautious now about what I post too. Not to the same sense just for other people's like things, but kind of for myself, like what I've been posting. I just kind of wanted to like reshape my train of, I guess, since I'm kind of moving in this new direction with myself mentally, I kind of wanted that to match what I'm posting online, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Even though staying true to myself, you know what I mean? I'm still gonna post funny crap online, but as of like other stuff that I used to post in the past, like more negative stuff, I think, I kind of strayed away from that. But yeah, I mostly just focus on myself and my growth, what I post, if that makes sense.
And I feel like you do that because of the responses. right? Like you start to post things that are consistent, and people can like actually look at your post and be like, oh, she's not doing so. But you used to probably get into some shit like share anything you want, share anything,
I don't
every
care.
thought you have, right? And that's the freedom of social media, and that
Yeah.
should always be the freedom of social media,
Yeah.
right? Like now you're sitting here on P's and Q's for your own like Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to be like, I don't want everybody. And I think the part of it, I think what it is like, I don't want. People do not get the best of me. You know, a lot of people do not get to. They don't deserve to get the best of me. And even with my posts, you don't get to see like every.
So why
aspect
don't you
of my
delete
life.
those people? Just out of curiosity.
Because I don't like. I honestly,
No one knows who they are
I don't
until
know who they
you know
are.
who they are.
I don't know.
Like no one knows
exactly.
who they are until you know.
And I
who
have
they are.
over
But
two-
when you do,
I have over
excuse me.
2,000 people on my social media.
When you do know those people, like I don't want that person to know my every move.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, for sure. That's
My
absolutely.
Yeah.
blog game
Yeah,
has gotten extra crisp. So
Your boy don't answer his DMs.
Yeah.
Okay, like it's a call waiting shit.
Right.
yeah, I'm blocking these people like Muhammad Ali. You know. I'm just kidding.
That's what Muhammad did.
That was the sting. that was the bee. Like, which one was
I don't
it?
know if that was a butterfly or the.
Or was I having a seizure? 'Cause- whoa, let's
You
rewind.
made your own head shake.
We're gonna rewind that back and not do that.
We're not gonna do that. That's good. So,
She didn't float like a butterfly or sting like a butterfly.
either or depends on
Neither
the day.
one.
I would have definitely got hit. You know. I'm sorry.
I just pictured Raven just in a situation, it's like doing that and just still getting hit.
You know what? Listen, I took 2 days of boxing.
So she was like, "Let's go." And she, boom, and still got hit
I
somehow.
took 2 days of boxing, so I'm practically a pro.
2 days.
The fact that she confidently made her statement like Muhammad Ali and then proceeded to do this.
If Muhammad Ali is watching this, I'm sorry. I disrespect you.
The disrespect.
I'll just go.
From heaven?
Rest in peace to Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Raven had me second. I was like, wait.
Yeah, I did too. For a minute there, she talked about
Hold
it.
on. He's not here no more.
You know,
Rest in peace once again.
We don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe they lit in heaven and watching podcasts. We don't know.
I know, he was probably like, look at
All I know is he's
my...
not gonna fight like that on the podcast.
Right? No.
He's on the island with Tupac.
He's probably like,
Right.
shit.
Probably.
Tupac, Michael Jackson. all
Wait, y'all think Biggie...
Michael's gone.
Do y'all think Biggie
Sorry,
and
he's
Tupac
gone. I'm
are...
sorry, he's not on the island with Tupac.
Wait a minute.
Tupac is definitely on the
Do
island.
y'all
Yeah,
think...
Tupac's for sure
Do
on
y'all
the
think
island.
Biggie and Tupac right now are like conversating? Because I feel like they're both, you know, good poets.
The maddest heaven freestyle that ever existed.
Yeah.
That's
Exists
one
up
of the
there,
very
for
first
sure.
people I want to go see
I
when I
bet
go to
they're
heaven.
sitting down
Oh,
and be
don't
like...
get her started. Guys, please
I
don't.
cried when Tupac died. That is the only celebrity that I think I've
He was
cried.
a poet.
1994, I was 2 years old.
I
He definitely was.
cried.
96? Was it 96 or 94? Biggie was 96.
94.
94.
I think you had...
I know exactly where I was when I got the news that Tupac died. Don't play with me. Like, because I knew that when I turned 18, now I was 10 at the time, but I knew when I turned 18 that was going to be my husband.
That was your dude?
Yes.
I was 2.
She just posted this on her Snapchat
Yeah, like last week.
like a week
for real.
ago.
Like I had a whole moment. Like damn, like that was my nigga.
But tell me why
that,
my
that
mom...
was my nigga.
But tell me why my mom at 5
coming
years
to that
old
island for you,
had
baby.
us banging the Ice Cube in the backseat. Like, that's not this gangster shit. And this motherfucking thing second. So all of us little kids were like...
Bro, all
and
that
she's
gangster
like,
shit that was posted in the early 90s and you in the
As-
backseat
As
just
she's
bobbing your head. Just
taking
like,
us to school.
yeah.
I saw that this gay... All of us...
Smiling with your Care Bear backpack.
So, story,
Oh, maybe
my
it-
mom said she went to the Ice Cube concert. She walked out. She didn't know who it was at the time. Because he was like...
Fuck the police.
Everything... It was like one of it. I think she said it was like one of his first concerts. She's like, she walked out and she's like, oh no, this is like a lot of cussing.
I can
And she
imagine like people, religious people going to the concert
Yeah.
for the first time
my.
in like 19... Jesus Christ. Oh my
I
God.
know. And she walked out.
Rebuke
He
these.
said, fuck who?
And now she says, I can't believe my ass walked out the Ice Cube concert. What was it? They did. And I was like, girl.
Imagine
I
your
don't
friend
know,
dragging
girl.
you to the Ice Cube NWA concert for the first time. Like, girl, just come.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
just pull up, right? And you end up in jail because you was acting on what they were saying. Like, what are you gonna do?
She even went to the Journey concert, and she was like, At the time, she was like, I don't know who this is. Look, we grew up on a farm.
It was a journey.
It was a journey, but she went in there and she didn't know who they were at the time, and then that's when she fell in love with Journey. She was like, "Oh my god, this music."
Okay, so now I have to know what was your first concert?
Y'all ready for this?
Why is she doing?
She get a drum roll up in here. The Cheetah Girls. Wow.
Okay. Wait, the 3 or the 4?
It was 3 because they could not handle Raven's fame. Okay, Raven was a
that's
solo
true.
artist, you know. But so me and my sister, okay, it wasn't like I was like 5 or 6. No, I think I was 15.
She
At
said
the
5 or
time.
6, jumped 10
But
years.
at the
I was
time,
5.
but
that was,
at the time,
like, what?
it felt like I was a grown ass woman at the concert, but I wasn't. But it was just because the little kids were like this big. Well, you can't really see. They were like, maybe they looked like they were 3 years old, and me and my sister, of course, my sister was more embarrassed because she was 18. Anyways, it looked like, you know, we were there without kids. I mean, not that we were big at the time, but, you know. So, but it felt that way at the time, you know. And even the security, like, we were like, after the concert, you know how you wait to see if you're going to see, like, a celebrity. And the kids were like, we want the Cheetah Girls, we want the Cheetah Girls. Not the security officer, like, he's like, ma'am, get back. Like, I'm going to have to, like, you know, take y'all out if y'all can't, like, you know, control yourself. And I'm just like, I am a kid, sir. Anyways, me and my sister convinced these little kids that we need to sing to bring out the Cheetah Girls. So we were like, I don't want to be like Cinderella. All the little kids were like, yes, wait. It was honestly, it was a really good concert. I made sure I picked out my Cheetah Girl outfit. Like, I'm pretty sure I wore, like, these church shoes. But it was the best concert. And then I think my following concert was Janae Aiko.
I love Janae. I haven't seen that. I love Janae.
Her concert was good.
Wait, how old were you for that one?
I think I was like 23, 24 maybe. But it was good.
I've
It was
never
like
been to a concert before in my life.
You've never been to a concert?
Get out of here.
I've been to so many. What was your first concert?
My first was B2K.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Bow Wow.
The Scream Tour.
The Scream Tour. And let me tell you, back then, I think that's when I had just got the tubes in my ears.
Oh, that's right. You did.
I had just got tubes put in my ears
Wait.
like that week, like before, and my mom had. This was back when you called a radio station and you win tickets.
Let me
right?
tell y'all, we stayed
winning.
Like, we were a winning family. I won tickets to that same concert the week before. Then my mom called and won more tickets. So we had like 6 tickets to that concert.
Was the B2K or the Bow Wow? It was the one concert.
It's like the versus thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it like a versus
It was
tour?
a versus. No, it's not the. They had another tour called the Versus.
Okay.
This is just the Scream Tour.
But yeah, so I got tubes put in my ears. So my mom was like,
She bought earplugs.
she didn't want me to go, but then we finally bought earplugs, like the wax kind, rolled them shits up, and she stuffed them shits in my ear, and I had a ball.
I wanted too.
I was all of 10 at that concert.
B2K and then Bow Wow at the time, because I didn't really care for Little Romeo, you know.
She was 10, I was
Bow Wow
20.
fan.
Up in that concert, just as lit.
It was so much fun. Lil Fizz
But I was like,
my
I'm gonna be some more
favorite.
seats.
Fizz was
My first concert was Escape and R. Kelly.
Ooh.
wait for it. No, wait.
So how
It's better.
Look, change the name. Our belly. Our belly. Our belly.
Robert. That's how Gail said it on the interview. Robert.
Kelly.
I was like 10. And we were on.
Is this an R. Kelly story?
Wait,
That's happening right now?
Basically,
R.
almost.
Kelly.
Almost.
We gonna go to the studio and record?
I did not go to the studio. However, I went with my 2 aunts, and we had front row seats at the Frank Erwin Center. I was up there. I
R.
ran up
Kelly
to the
was
stage.
sneaking at the.
I ran up to the stage.
Listen.
Like I was at the very front. He was singing damn it.
Now he's about to get you.
Not
Wait for
was it Keys to the Jeep?
Believe I can fly?
wanna ride-
Like,
no.
what was he saying?
Keys to the Jeep. I wanna ride. You sound something like my car. So anyway, he's not me like.
She said, "You sound like something like my car."
But I was singing at the top of my lungs, right? And then he looked down at me.
He scoped you?
In my eyeballs.
He scoped you?
I put this on my grandma and my baby brother's grave.
Did you put it on the stand?
You literally should
And I
have
was
in the
like-
courtroom.
No, because I didn't get called back. Almost. We made eye contact and he like looked me up and down. Damn it. I mean, not that.
What's going on? All right, this podcast does not consult in R. Kelly's fuckery, right? Like she was, you were 10?
I was like 10.
And he looked you up and down and said,
In my eyeballs.
maybe.
Basically. But I guess I didn't make the cut.
Jesus
He
Christ.
probably looked at your aunties like this.
He was like,
They was too old.
He was like,
They
yeah,
were too old.
no.
They were in their
probably looked
20s.
No, he probably
He like
looked
I
at
was
them.
10. I was in the age range.
No, he probably caught contact with your aunties and they
Yeah,
probably
your
looked
aunties
like this.
is like,
Oh, like, what is that?
They probably did that lip curl like this.
But I swear, we had eye contact. It was a moment. But I didn't make the cut. Somebody else probably didn't have no clothes on when we took them to the back. So yeah, true story.
Okay.
this is not the R. Kelly podcast. We don't condone anything he did or will
Absolutely
do.
not. I was almost a victim.
She got passionate there. I felt it.
That's what I'm saying. So shout out
It was
to all
the
the
eye
victims.
contact for me.
Okay.
All the victims that exist in this universe, R. Kelly did get, pled guilty on a couple of different charges just within the state of Illinois. He got some more charges on the way.
He sure do.
Are y'all listening to his music? Are you guys gonna pull his music at the cookout now still, or?
You know what? There's so much other good music out there. I really haven't thought about any R. Kelly music.
Neither.
To be honest, I just don't even.
He's not even on my music thingy.
He's not on mine either.
There's such a overall question going on right now because he wrote so much music and he produced so much music. So if you're not gonna listen to his music, are you gonna listen to his produced music and
See, I don't even know though.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know what he's.
Yeah.
I don't. If it's not his, I really don't know who owns or who wrote or who co-wrote or who produced. I don't know that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying if he doesn't sound on the track, they're good with it. But if his voice is on the track, they're not fucking with it.
Oh, that's what they did on the verses whenever Mr. Biggs, the Isley Brothers, when they were on it and they played his song.
Contagious.
They cut it off. They didn't play R. Kelly's part.
Wow.
And my heart was hurt, but I was like, I understand why. But I was ready. Like, what the hell is going on between the sheets in my home?
Baby, wait, let me explain before you start to point your cane.
Listen, all I know is Dave
still
Chappelle's
got the
version
piece
of
of
the
shit.
same thing. Let me piss on you. That's the only thing I actually equate to his songs because I never fuck with R. Kelly unless
Drip, drip,
drip, drip, drip.
You didn't fuck with him before? You were an R. Kelly fan?
His songs I've never been a fan
Yeah.
of.
I've always been an R. Kelly
There's
fan. but
only when they come on
I'm
the radio,
84.
you know?
I was born in 84. That shit was hitting back then, you know?
It was hitting in 92.
So there was a post
Yeah.
that said, okay, if R. Kelly's gonna get dimmed, shouldn't Hugh Hefner get dimmed too?
Every man who has
Right.
done any kind of women
Somebody said
control
the same
factors.
thing about Elvis.
He
because
married
yeah,
he's like
Lisa Marie was
14,
yeah,
30, there's a whole bunch of shit, right? So a lot of people have decided, and unfortunately, within this city, in this state, or even in the whole existence of music, right? Committing rape anyway just depends on how cool the song was. If the song slapped, you're good to go.
It's crazy.
I'm pretty sure I've had sex to R. Kelly songs before.
That's rape. Let's go to court.
What?
The Can We Talk podcast is going to court right fucking now.
You see that court music?
Law and Order music right fucking now.
This is the special units.
This is Judge Judy.
The Can We Talk podcast, Judge Judy. What the
Court
fuck? We
is
have a
now in
case.
session.
Wait,
We
is
have a
that,
case. We have a fucking case.
is that even true about Judge Judy having a big booty? Because
That was photoshopped.
I was hoping it was
Part of
true.
a leg.
It's It's the like, oh,
That poor pig.
Mr. Hamlet.
This little piggy is dying.
At the end of the day, everything he did was wrong.
Yeah, I
Everything
agree.
anyone who was around him was wrong.
Yes.
If he's charged and he was charged, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I have no feelings or
you reap what you
attachment.
sow.
You reap what you're saying, clearly.
Right? You told on yourself. But
Yeah,
Do y'all
Every
think
song
the
that you were
lyrics
saying.
were evidence, used as evidence in
They
court?
That's what
they
they
probably
do.
were.
Rappers do that today.
Yeah, I was on
What's that
63rd?
one?
63rd?
We knocked that one. What's the other one? He told.
Oh,
Anyway,
what? No.
He-
Oh, TK. Lil TK. Or
TK9.
I beat the race, or I beat the
fucking
case.
beat. I was trying to beat a case. But
Kill
I
the
ain't beat
motherfucker,
case,
but it's
bitch.
okay because
I
I
did the
raced.
race.
He did
Yeah,
that weird. He was in I think he was in Dallas and he drove from Dallas
He
to
told
San
me that's what
Antonio
he did.
on a highway, like the whole
Alright,
speed
so
chase.
this is how I get away
And now
with
he-
murder.
Put it in a song.
It was capital murder, and now that's why he got life
And
at
they used his
17.
lyrics against, I mean, because he told the story.
But just like Melly, YNW Melly,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that
I
was
don't know
in
who the fuck y'all talking about. I just it sound
He
TK.
sound guilty.
it just sound like y'all telling the truth.
Capital murder, 17 years old, life. YNW Melly, murder, two best friends, life.
So if it makes y'all feel any
I'm not
better,
gonna sing about
if it makes you feel any
sing about
better,
it.
R. Kelly's current net worth is negative $2 million.
Nick?
My guy got to do. He has to do some work right now.
Yeah.
He just got.
If you
make
Google
that.
his net worth, it is negative.
Didn't even
He
make
go,
bail.
look, he can go on Squid Games. That's where he can go because he
Yikes. Yikes.
he can go on Squid Games.
Because of that. He just sing the whole time. Just say fuck the game. Let me just
The
sing.
son used.
Why they use
they
that?
do that? It's like freaking pedophile.
I just don't like the way people are like going for the win. Like everyone, like not everyone, but a lot of people I've seen on social media right now. It's just like, I'm with R. Kelly. I love his music. And I'm just like, that's perfectly fine. You can love his music and still admit that he is a rapist.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
You can love his music. You can still like his music.
That's true.
But also admit he's a racist. He might be a racist. Shit. He did us wrong, but he might be a
Listen,
rapist.
all I got to say is, the Boondocks told us this years ago.
Hey, the
Huey
Boondocks-
was telling us.
The Boondocks, the Chappelle show.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to piss on you. Like, come on now.
I'm gonna pull up that whole scene with Huey, bro. Like,
I wonder if y'all actually seen the video in real time. Like how, like, unfortunately, that video actually existed. Like the Peon you video that
The R.
existed.
Kelly sex tape? I definitely saw it. I was in
It was,
college.
that was passed around on MySpace.
I was in college. I saw, and there are several different ones.
Your boy
I seen them.
your boy was in middle school,
I
seen that.
I was in college and I saw it.
and I didn't champion it.
And then some of them, the angles, you like, is that nigga?
Is that really
But then
him?
his hair was kind of wild.
What the-
That's that nigga. And then the pee hole, I saw it.
In real life, I was in middle school. That shit was getting passed around like cookies,
I
like
definitely
literally,
watched
like without like early
In middle school, I didn't have
MySpace.
a cell phone, and I was on a farm. I didn't even have a TV,
So you didn't see the sex tape?
I didn't see a lot of stuff until now. I didn't even listen to that music until
Older.
when I got into high school, and then I got a phone.
Seems like you're ready. Like that verse just kind of like confuses me. Like that you saying that kind of confuses me.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Yeah, like you seem.
Age ain't nothing but a.
Well, we know
What do you mean you seem like? What does that look like? Like that word, that verse is like.
It looks like you're
I
about
don't
14.
think-
Yeah, you're 14. You seem to be ready.
You
You
seem
good.
like you're ready.
You're good. Yeah.
I don't think you're all the way ready, but you seem,
You seem like it. Like,
You seem like it. You're starting to grow and mature, and your body's looking like
and you're on the way.
you're having curves.
So if
it
somebody's-
seems like you're ready.
If somebody
Yeah.
said that on the street, see, Brittany, it seemed like you ready.
I mean, right now I'm probably ready. Ain't no seeming like to it. They ask me now. They ask me back then. You got to clarify.
Both of them.
Right now I'm ready.
Now already, like you didn't ask me early enough. Like, you
Where we
asked me,
going?
right? And like, what's next? What's going
What's
on?
next? See what's happening next. Ain't that what Drake said?
See what's happening next? Hey.
Nelson Mandela
That Huey stuff, yeah. Listen, like, people have known what this nigga's been doing for a long time, right? And it's really not the men who are keeping this nigga alive. Yeah. It's usually the women who, like, that was my song. Like, I grew up on that. Like, that's exactly who I was at that time. Like, it's not, men aren't capping for this guy. Men are be like, save motherfucking R. Kelly. That song was fire. It's
so it was probably like 3 years ago, before this recent case came out, when he was, I guess when he was, when he was on trial last time. The guy that I was talking to, he had some family and friends that go hard. Now, when I say, like, there's some die-hard fans, and they were like, I don't care if he's found guilty. I am not going to stop. Like, I fuck with him. I'm going to play his music. I'm going to listen. Like, it did not matter. There are people like that to this day. Like, they don't care
like that
if he's
who are
guilty.
Fucking 18 years old right now. Like, I don't care about. I don't care about what happens. Like, there's people who are 18 who didn't even live through it. They didn't even live through it. They don't even know his songs. They just know his impact.
Yeah.
And also, there's people who are sitting here like picking apart the women that he's being charged against. Like, well, she probably should have done this differently if I was in that situation. I'm like, you're looking at people and women are I say girls that are in positions to ask R. Kelly.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go and advance my career, and one of the top podcasters in the universe is like, yo, Cal, you might gotta come to the crib.
Right.
Like, I mean, I might think about it. I don't know.
Let's be honest. And I feel like that is a lot. Like, if you want the God honest truth, I feel like that has been a thing for a while. That's in acting. That's in, you know.
But think about it if you're 15 too.
But that's what I'm saying. So if you're young and you're thinking about the impact, like, so, and I'm gonna just keep it all the way 100. A lot of people felt like, okay, do I gotta sleep with this movie producer to get this role? Do I have to sleep with this artist to get a feature? Mm-hmm. And they did it thinking that women are sleeping with dudes that ain't doing shit for them anyway. But no, that's a different story. But I feel like some people
different page, different chapter.
Okay, but I feel like some people thought that way. Like, I might have to go home with him. I might have to sleep with him tonight. But my career might take off. You know, like, I'm taking one for the team. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of women thought that way, and that's in Hollywood. That's your story. That's
my only disconcern with that, right, is, of course, the younger women, right? Like,
Bill Cosby. Did I say Cosby Brown? I'm sorry, Bill Cosby.
Cosby Brown, right?
Sounded right.
My only disconcern, truly, with that kind of like thinking, and I think the same way too, is when it comes to the women who are of age in those moments.
Okay.
And if you are going to sit here and accept whatever that person's bringing, you know, of age, anything younger than of age, I don't care what you say to them.
Right.
That has nothing to do with who they are, their age wise. But women of age, if you are in a situation where that even persists, not only you should probably be, you know, responsible for those kind of situations, but also I can understand a lot of the stuff is 20 years old. Mm-hmm. You know how far we've come as a culture, just as a black culture, in the last 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. Women, there's classes on how to not be manipulated now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Back then, it's just like, that shit just happened.
So, you're right. So, I think there's a lot of there's millions of different scenarios, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like some people know, okay, I might have to do this. Some people don't know, right? They're thinking that this dude is genuine and I'm going to go and sit down and he's going to coach me, and then it leads to something else. And so they're manipulated.
Think that's a part of it. You think anything you do after that is a part of the business.
And then kind of fall into, so I understand that. I'm kind of torn on situations where women are of age, know what they're doing, right? Get involved in something. Maybe they
don't know what they're doing.
Maybe they don't know what they're doing, but maybe the people that let's say we settle out of court, it goes to court, y'all settle. Is it fair, and this could be a round table question, is it fair to come back 20 years later and then be like, this happened to me, but you got paid? Like, I felt, get that money back then. You know, like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of torn on those type of situations. Like, if you addressed it and we decided, okay, for your hurt and everything like that, we're going to settle out of court. But then when the statute of limitations is up, let me speak on it again and slander somebody. Like, I feel like that's kind of wrong, right? What do y'all think?
I mean, I'll speak and I'll let Robyn and Raymond speak. I think that you don't understand your trauma until you're mature enough to understand it.
Okay.
So,
that makes sense.
If you settled at whatever age, 21 or whatever, and now you're 47, and you go to a therapist, or you have the ability or the financial aspects to go to a therapist, and they kind of ask you those questions like what happened back then, and then you kind of explain that to them. And you paying for a therapist, they explain back to you like, that's a trauma.
Gotcha.
So now it's time to act on it because now you know.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I never thought of it like that, so that makes perfect sense.
So anyone, like I will never fault a individual, a man or a woman, for re-understanding what happened, because we never get the playbook. Like the action happens. And we never get to see what happened back until you talk to a therapist and things like that, and get to go through those kind of things. So, I don't want to shit on any adult women who went through that process and felt that type of way, but it really is just a process, and
makes sense.
You really have to sit down with somebody or some entity and understand what happened in those moments versus it happened. You didn't even know what happened a lot of times. A lot of people don't even know that they were raped, molested, or physically impacted sexually. A lot of people don't even know that. They just thought that was, that's just what you do. Like, especially in men, right? Men or boys, like you see or I won't say but like the 20-year-old, and you're like 13, and you think fucking with them is the dopest way to go. Like, she's 20, like, that's how I'm pulling bitches now. Like, I'm doing that, right? But you never really truly understand what that looks like, and I feel that's the same for women as well. If everyone wants to go, and then Robyn, or vice versa, whichever one of you guys want to chime in. I promise we're gonna get to some more positive stuff. We got some food stuff to talk about. I don't know how we got here, but we're here.
We're right here. We're gonna see it through. I definitely agree with what you're saying about the trauma, how it doesn't hit later in life, because a lot of my trauma didn't hit didn't hit till later on, and I'm just like, dang, like, and I'm now starting to heal from it, where prior I just held it in and was like, a lot of that stuff I kept it in, and I blame myself for it. So I do agree with you about the actually recognizing that trauma, like someone, or they're actually recognizing it in themselves. But I do see it from your point of view as well. But
I also see it from Britain's point of view, because a lot of times, or sometimes it's kind of like, why did you wait if you've been talking about this for 20 years? Like, you've been telling all your friends, you've been telling all your family, like, he did this, this happened, whatever the case may be. I can understand that, versus someone who didn't say a word until now.
That makes sense. I get it.
Okay, y'all can't all three look at me at the same time. That hurt. No, I definitely understand both sides, but at the same time, not trying to get all the way off topic, but somewhere slightly in the middle. I think that, especially with the Black community, there weren't really avenues for us to be able to talk about those things. So I think with that being, if something happened 20 years ago to somebody versus now, they have somebody to talk to, they're able to go find someone to talk to, relate to, anything like that. And then I don't think you could put a timeline on somebody's healing either. Like,
relating it to R. Kelly, and then, you know, a few years ago, people started coming out and saying stuff about Michael Jackson, and then people are over here like that man's dead, but that person's trauma isn't gone. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's a hard thing to deal with, and I pray for mental healing for all those people.
And I definitely am not taking away from people who do actually suffer and go through those processes as well, because I get it. Like I've been through things that, you know, that happened as a kid, and like I blocked it out until I was a teenager, and then had to. So, you know, time does go by. It was just a thought. It had come up in conversation, so I was getting y'all's perspective. So definitely don't want to be insensitive to those people that do go through, you know, years and years of suffering and mental health and have to, you know, go through that healing. So
no, I mean, I can see that like as a person's like outside point of view, like a person, you know, if they're like looking at it like oh, okay, they settled that, like especially if they don't know like all the details and stuff. So I can see why that question would like come up. Okay, one thing I want to ask y'all. I know this is kind of like it's kind of related to the topic, but
we're all gonna do this for 20 minutes.
No, wait, it's not 20 minutes.
It's just a short episode, guys. That's what we said before we jumped on here. And you know, this is how we roll.
Anytime that has been said out of anyone's mouth at this table that is gonna be short,
you know how we roll.
Somebody's mouth saying it's gonna be short. It never is.
Okay, go ahead with your question, Randy. What are your thoughts?
So, you know I like my posts. So I saw a post on Facebook. It's this lady, basically, she had a classroom. She told, someone was, one of her students, I don't know what age they were, but they were having an issue, so she told them to write it down. Like, she told her whole class, like, write it down or whatever.
Oh, I saw that.
So it got
me... I love that.
It got me thinking that
Before you get to that, did y'all see that post? No. I want her to understand get you the full dynamic of this post. So there was this lady in her classroom, and she told her students to write down like anything that they were going through, right? Going through and anything, right? Then she had them ball it up and throw it across. Everybody just throw their papers everywhere, and then they had the student. The student picked up the paper that was by them and read it.
There was no names on it.
No names on it. So just seeing what the people around you are dealing with. It's giving me chills thinking about it. Just seeing what the people, you never know what people are, you know, some people's parents were divorced. Some people's parents were alcoholics and drugs.
I feel like I've experienced that kind of like narrative only because like, that's why that's something I learned really early on, like about people's struggles. So my whole mindset is always someone is going through something that you have no idea, right? And you have no idea how to fix it, right? Either. So you have to treat people as individuals, literally as individuals. Yeah. Like I think like just me as an individual, like receiving information all the time, like I hear the worst version of people a lot of times. Play it.
It's not a video, but I'll read the post. It says, sorry if I'm bad at reading, I'm a little dyslexic. Anyways, this starts my 22nd year of teaching middle school. Yesterday was quite possibly one of the most impactful days I have ever had. I tried a new activity called the baggage activity. I asked my kids what it meant to have baggage, and mostly said it was hurtful stuff you carry around on your shoulders. I asked them to write it down on a piece of paper, what was bothering them, what was heavy on their heart, what was hurting them, etc. No names were to be on the paper. They wadded the papers up, threw it across the room. They picked up a piece of paper, took turns reading out loud what their classmate wrote. After a student read a paper, I asked who wrote that, and if they cared to share. I'm here to tell you I've never, and if they cared to share. Okay, sorry. I'm here to tell you I've never been so moved in tears. What these kids opened up. It exit out. Okay. I'm here to tell you I've never been so moved to tears as what these kids opened up about and shared with the class. Things like suicide, parents in prisons, drugs in their family, being left by their parents, death, cancer, losing pets. One said a gerbil died because it was fat. We giggled, and on and on. The kids who read the paper would cry because what they were reading was tough. The person who shared it, if they chose to tell us what it was them, Would cry sometimes too. It was emotionally draining day, but I firmly believe my kids will judge a little less, love a little more, forgive a little faster. The bag hangs by my door to remind them that we all have baggage. We will leave it at the door. As they left, I told them they are not alone. They are loved, and we have each other's back. I'm honored to be a teacher. And this came from George Murray. So if you're listening, George Murray, like by far, just phenomenal.
Very touching.
Absolutely. Like that, just like understanding people's. Like I felt like I went to a similar kind of conversation like early on in my life, and that is definitely what helped mold me. Like understanding like people just go through things, like shit happens, and everyone has a story. Everyone has a story, so you can't discredit a person for feeling a certain way that day because you felt great that day, right? And you were able to like kind of outline exactly who you are and what you are. But that's a beautiful post. And
Yeah.
who was the teacher black or
I can't. Yes.
she was a black teacher
I think it's a he.
or he was a black teacher?
Yes. So yeah, he was a black teacher. So that just really got me thinking, and I kind of want y'all thoughts on this because I think honestly, if I had this opportunity back in school, I think a lot of things would have just flowed well in my life. I thought that we as an educational system, that they should actually have a mental health class that students come to lay everything out, whether it's something that's bothering them from school, something that's bothering
Are we
them
talking
from
elementary school?
honestly, elementary, middle school, high school. Like I'm not
Definitely
saying
think I can see it starting.
I was gifted.
Yeah.
I was gifted that ability.
Yeah.
When I was in middle school, my parents.
But you were military, right?
No, I was here at that point. So I was actually gifted that ability to have a conversation about my feelings when I was 13, 14, 11, 12 years old. Like I was gifted that ability because the school I was going to had a therapist that was there, that was available. So anything that happened within my household that I didn't really agree with, I talked to her.
Yeah.
And we'd have a 2-hour conversation, and I'd be out of school for 2+ hours, and we would talk. So I was gifted that opportunity. I know a lot of people within life in general don't get that.
Yeah.
And they don't get that therapist that actually cares about them.
Exactly.
I got the therapist early
Yeah.
to talk to and have a conversation with, and then them also be like, all right, cool, like clearly it's a family thing, bring your family in.
Yeah.
The problem I ran into was bringing my family in, like telling my family like, yo, I feel this way, this just really sucks, whatever the case may be, and them not coming along with the journey of therapy.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing that they had that they had that for you. 2, I think we fit as like as
Get it together.
I know, right? My earth chakra is locked up. Like I was saying with the education system, like we focus on physical therapy, we focus on education so much, but so many of those problems, because I know you work in the educational system, and I've worked in the educational system where it was college and career, and most of my students, I worked with 3 schools at the time, and most of one of the schools that were the students were condemned basically as like they're not going to be able to do anything, or like go to a 4-year college, or they got pregnant in high school, whatever the case may be. Like these were like the most brightest kids ever. It's just that people just didn't give them an opportunity to actually like speak or be validated. And like I felt like a little therapist when I was like talking to them, because before we even got to the day, they would lay all their burdens on me, and then would say like, I'm going through this and this, I'm homeless, like, and I'm just like my heart, I couldn't take it, I'm just like, sitting there, but I'm still trying to be strong for them. But after, you know, we had our session, you can clearly see like day and night, like how the impact of just like being able to speak and being able to have those emotions and feelings validated for them, and, you know, letting someone know, you it is impossible to keep moving forward. It is impossible to grow and keep going. So I think I feel like it doesn't matter if we have it in elementary school, because there's kids that are 3 and 4 that are going through a lot of things that we don't even know. You know what I mean? Like from family trauma and stuff like that.
I want to ask you about even for me, just being me, there was programs that were available for me when I was growing up. So it was a PALS program.
I was a pal.
Where it was like the middle school person comes down to the elementary school, and just kind of like schools you, just like you get like an hour and a half, whether you just want to just walk around the hallways and not get in trouble, or whether you want to get just a conversation out, right? So I don't know if that exists now. I have no idea. But
it does still in Georgetown.
Okay.
Peer assisted leadership is what that was.
Okay.
That's what PAL stood for.
So I had a great pal that actually like followed me, and I don't know if that was the struggle of what that looked like from then, but like that pal followed me from 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and that was the only person I had like conversations with. So I don't know if that exists the same way, where you would follow the whole elementary school, like
if they needed a pal.
Yeah.
So when I was a pal, I was a pal my junior and senior year of high school. We went to the elementary schools and they gave us a palee. I was assigned to, depending on who needed what at what age. So like I had a 7th grader. When I moved up to my senior year, if that 7th grader still needed, depending on what they were going through at home or whatever the case may be, they would assign you to that same pal or pal. And my particular pal, I had 2 different palees, but yeah, they still have that program. At least in our school they do. I don't know about other schools, but they still have it in Georgetown.
That program saved my life. Yeah. Just having that consistent person to actually like talk to and be able to just like have a conversation with them, right? Because that's tough when you're young. To have a conversation with someone, your parents are like, what are you talking to me for? Why are you trying to come have a conversation with me? I'm your parent. I told you what to do. You don't want to do it.
It was an outlet for the kids, you know? It was creating that safe space. If they wanted to talk about what was going on at home, they could. If they didn't, if they just wanted high school to hang out with them and play. Maybe the kids don't play with them on the playground. Well, I'm gonna come once a week and we're gonna play. We're gonna read a book. We can go live. Whatever you want to do, I'm here. We can talk. We can do whatever. So it was a special thing to be a part of. And then on the flip side, as far as being a pal in the classroom when we weren't on site with the students, every day that we had pals, we started our class with a round circle that we all talked with each other. So it was also creating, so we didn't really have a therapist, but we had each other. Whatever we said inside that, almost kind of like the rolling the ball up thing, whatever we said in those 4 walls wouldn't leave those 4 walls. So if you wanted to talk about some stuff that was going on at home, like we were all there for each other. So we created a safe space for each other as well. So it was pretty dope.
I don't know if that still exists. The only person who's working with kids at the moment can attest to that. Is that a thing for y'all?
That is a question that I do not have an answer to at this moment. I can get that answer for sure, but I know it was there whenever I was in school because I was mad that I didn't get assigned a pal. But I got a mentor. I remember.
I think we had mentors in our school.
I remember we had a mentor. We had the pals, but I didn't get one. Anyway, not better. But yeah, I got a mentor, and that was a pretty nice outlet for when I was in 4th or 5th grade, and that was a time that I didn't know it at the time, but I started seeing signs that I was getting bullied. So having them to talk to all the time was like a good outlet for me. I got some money from that mentor, actually. It was some Singapore money.
I don't know where it is. Somewhere in my house. But it was nice. I got coins. Those coins are amazing.
When I got Billy, my sister beat them. Not beat them up, but she threatened them.
But it'd be nice to have it in the school system. I do know. So I work at the middle school that I used to go to.
Okay.
So now seeing the new layout, it looks the same but different at the same time. They do have a therapist now. There wasn't a therapist when I was there.
Like
but
a counselor?
like an actual on-site
The
therapist.
counselor
yeah.
was a therapist in my day.
No,
Like
they
the
had
guidance
counselors. Just the regular counselor. I don't even know what the counselors did when I was a kid. Like they're just
They handle
they,
Counselor's
transcripts.
also-
they did my schedule.
Not
Yeah,
just
they
transcripts.
handle transcripts and stuff like that.
Right, like
Because I worked with one.
but
and I was
there,
like,
there is a therapist. I talk to her
Oh, wow.
every morning because I have to stand in the 6th grade hallway and she's like right there. So every time we're always talking. But yeah, there's a whole therapist there now.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's good.
I mean, I wish it would have been there when I was there,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, I like that it is growing. Like they are noticing that schools are missing out on certain things. So that's a good thing
it
to
needs to be
see.
a class.
What I
like
can
a
I can
class.
tell you that so the organization, the healthcare organization that I work for, we actually are embedded in some of the schools. So we're embedded in one of the Pflugerville schools and
Probably Conley.
one of the high schools and Georgetown High School. So literally inside the building on one side we have a doctor on site and BH is coming, so there's going to be a therapist in the school, doctor's office in the school, embedded in both of those school districts. I don't know if it's like going to spread to Austin or
I think
hope
that'll
so.
be like
That would
amazing
be-
because I think like so the school system is so behind to the point that I think at Conley High School they put a bank in there.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I think it was like AFC or something. So there was a bank in the school to where kids could like bank. Like they could bank.
Kids
like
are
they,
bad. I don't know.
It's tough. It is tough.
That's a tough decision.
It's tough, but like
I
think
can
that
see giving them the financial literacy, right?
that's
Teaching them.
that's what that process is supposed to be.
But then
about.
you got the niggas to go to the school, right? Niggas in every school that they be trying to rob. Like, I can see the shit happening.
But that's the same thing for anything in the school, right? Like any kind of foundation that's for therapy and
The
things like
vandalism right now. Let's not talk about it.
like you're talking about people who really don't even care.
Yeah.
They can get out of school by saying they have a problem,
Yeah.
I think,
right?
So, I think like when I was little, I feel like I don't know why I feared like talking to my mom about problems or situations.
You did it because your parents told you to fear it. Like,
Yeah.
like you should, like as a kid, you should not be okay with telling your parents your problem.
Yeah.
What you should be okay with is accepting whatever they tell you.
Yeah. So like I'm thinking now that I'm older and me and my mom are like talking now, and I'm just like, man, she's now starting to heal. She's starting to heal a lot of things with herself because whenever she talks to me, she's talking to me like, what should I do about this, or like, and I'm just like, wow, I just thought I looked at her like this queen of
Person
everything,
had it all
like
together.
she had it all together. Same with
Yeah.
my sister, and then like how remember the time me and my sister wasn't talking? We
Absolutely, our parents were us.
actually, yeah,
Like our
crazy.
parents were 25, 30 years old trying to figure shit out.
and then my
And
mom,
now we're sitting here trying to like set a goal for them as adults that don't even match what we're doing. We are the bougie kids now. Like we're the kids who like, Mom, you did that? That's crazy. Why'd you do that? Because
Yeah.
there was no internet. Like
and then think about it. She grew up in the time in the 60s, so and she's black, of course, but like, I know my grandparents. They're not gonna. They really didn't care about like bullshit. All they care about was like working, taking care of your family and stuff like that. Because all the stuff that actually mattered back then, not to say actually mattered, but like at the time mattered. But like moving forward and looking back, like I like when I was a little kid, like I could have just like there's so many things that I needed to share with her at the time. And of course I'm not going to share them on air, but like in due time I will share them with her. But it would have made a difference. I think it would have made a lot of difference in my relationships with friends, family, everything, and like actually being able to validate my feelings and not being able to be shunned for that. You know what I mean? And then even like as simple as like the I love you.
I hate to cut you off.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Cut.
It's time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's watch some footage.
We're gonna talk about food, one of our favorite things.
How did this shit get this way? Like, defending R. Kelly and stuff like that. And put the phone down. Robyn Hill. Talk about it. Let's talk.
True foodies. Which is a lie in the title, but we're still gonna go with it.
What do we eat?
Oh, we're talking in that depth too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was about to say we tried. I had Hawaiian food for the first time.
Ever. Are you excited? Because, like, we're about to introduce some true foodie stuff without the podcast. I have to cut it off. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to cut you off, but I'm excited. Like, I'm going to just show you guys some footage from start to finish, like from driving to seeing what we look like and things like that. So, she was really nervous. Like, every time she talked to me, she called me, like, every other day, like, I'm not ready. You were ready. You don't think you're ready?
Nope.
Why not?
I don't even know how this is still happening right now. But hello.
You're definitely like a natural on camera.
That's what I keep telling her.
And it's good. It's nice to see like your opinion on like different foods and stuff. Because I'm like you. I'm scared to try anything. You know. I like my normal.
I know what I know, and that's all I know.
Yeah.
And someone won't let me stay that way.
I don't know who you should look at, but it's crazy.
It's wild. It's ridiculous. Look, I'm not one that's just like let's just jump into this and try this and this and that. Anytime I hang out with this dude right here, it's always an adventure.
Say it.
No, this dude right here, it's always an adventure. Like it was anything. I've tried so much in the past year.
Like what? Name it. Go.
Things that I would have probably never had if I didn't link back up with this fella. Tarka, #1.
Indian food.
Mm-hmm. Never had it in my life. First thing we had. What else? That one's just like the one that just pops out.
That was the pre-Dallas stuff, right? For sure.
Yeah, that was
Is Tarka? Is that in that's in the domain, right?
It used to be.
It's
So that's the funniest thing ever. Right. So the Tarka that was in the domain does not exist anymore. Doesn't exist. The whole building has changed.
Yep.
And I had like talked to her about going to go get some Indian food, and we went there, and
it was gone.
Doesn't exist.
Oh wow.
You're like, damn, COVID.
For sure. It's out of
knocked
there.
a lot out. We tried Filipino food.
Ooh.
It's not. It wasn't it.
No.
It was different, but I would definitely jump the Hawaiian bandwagon again before I do Filipino.
I had some homemade Filipino egg rolls a long time ago. Those were bomb.
How long ago?
Lumpia. That's what I had.
That's the name of the
food.
Mm-hmm. But
I had it 15 years ago.
We tried the restaurant that's off. There's a Filipino restaurant that exists off of Palmer Lane. Food was not good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I should have known something when the sign looked like the Panda Express sign. Like they literally are I think they're the same thing, just different designs in the middle.
Food was not good.
Yeah.
Do you think it was the restaurant, or do you think it was just the overall?
It's the restaurant.
It's the restaurant.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a different vibe in there.
This person that I was in the Air Force with was from the Philippines, so she made it homemade. So it was her.
That was way better than what we saw. Like the second I walked in the restaurant, I was like, "Listen, hey, it's not gonna be good, but let's try it." So we tried Filipino food.
That's another thing. I've heard that. Hey, look, Okay, this isn't the best. This is not it. He did that when I tried oysters for the first time too.
Oh yeah.
He was like,
I've
"That's
never
not."
had oysters.
That was
We did the HEB oysters. We tried that. Like I know it was not gonna be good, but let's just
okay, but
grab
they
it.
were good. Like
They're
I
good.
like them.
They are good, but that's not an oyster.
That's the only one. I've had fried oysters, but I never had
Yeah,
like grilled or
we
baked
have to go
oysters.
to an actual seafood restaurant.
What does
Yeah.
it taste like? Because it just looks like
These had some bacon bits on them. Like it tasted good.
bacon.
Oh.
Okay, you got me so.
You can put bacon on almost anything, right? And it's gonna make the shit bomb. So I was like happy. I was like, okay.
No, so you traditionally would see that version of
I
that.
drooled a little bit when you said bacon. I must be hungry.
An oyster is of the sea. So if you get a true oyster,
Wait,
like a
you said a
true-
what?
A oyster.
That's what she tried to do.
That's what she wanted.
No, I really didn't hear. I swear.
You fell for it.
I didn't hear what you said at first.
You got it. You
It's
got
a true thing of the sea.
Okay.
So you'll get the. That's why I was like, I'm not gonna say anymore. I'm done. I'm done talking. You'll get the real version of it, which is
I wanna go.
Seawater.
What are we doing this weekend? We going to
Seawater
oyster
is so
bar?
salty.
it will be.
What are we doing this weekend? Going to oyster bar?
Well, I didn't mean to smack my lips because I'm actually excited. I have a bachelorette party I'm going to
When?
this weekend.
What day?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's not a party. That's a bachelorette weekend.
Oh yeah, bachelorette weekend. I used to party the whole week and I call it a whole day.
You called the whole weekend a day. I'm going to bachelorette. Okay. I was definitely trying to go to oyster bar, and then
Oyster bars are different though. That's a different experience because they kind of like cloud everything within like a price. So if you could just get one, just taste one without the sauce, the bacon, all that stuff that you see at HEB. Just remove that.
And it's 10 times better.
10 times better for me. It's salty as hell. You're gonna get the sea.
I like salt.
Have you ever you've been to the ocean before, right?
Yes.
It's gonna taste like
Yeah, and a freaking seagull stole my chips.
what the what's going on?
I was really trying to
She
think
said,
about
yeah,
my ocean
been there.
experience, and then it registered about the seagull and her chips in her left
So
ear.
last time I was at the ocean. Oh no, sorry. But like me and the ex best friend at the time. We're ex best friends.
Lord have mercy. Can I answer Brittany's question?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
So it's so you said it's salty.
Yeah,
It's
for
salty.
sure.
Is it slimy?
Yes,
Okay, so
but it's a texture that you have to be used to first.
Well, I'm not gonna be used to it.
You're not. So you're gonna see it and you're gonna eat it and you're gonna be like, I don't like this, and you'll never try it again.
Is it cold?
Traditionally, yes.
So when you bake them from HEB, those are just
That's not the
that's
same.
why you're saying it's not the thing. It's not
Close.
real.
I don't know about this. It's not.
It's not even close. So
It's not
HEB
a lot.
has done a really great job of like integrating different foods.
Yeah, 'cause some
And
of
like
them are
they literally have a team because shout out to my moms. My mom has been affiliated with HEB for the last 40 years. They will like actually like associate every type of food you think of
Yeah.
into HEB, put it there, whatever the case may be. But like this is not the same, not even close.
So why don't you have a seafood place as your next place that you want to try? Right? Y'all pick out the seafood place for this weekend. I'm just gonna get my plate and let y'all record and critique it.
as long as it's not fish.
As long as it's not fish.
Wait, what's wrong with fish?
I don't eat
I
fish.
think there's a really good place. Let me see.
All right, let's end the episode. We've been talking about a lot of stuff at this point. Let's talk about the actual new show that's coming out.
Okay,
True
true
Foodies.
foodies. But just to interject, I got touched by a fish at Slitterbond, so that's why I don't fuck with fish.
A slitter. Okay, you gonna have to tell me this story off air.
Yeah, true foodies. Really, I'm not the foodie. He is. He's just, wanted me to expand my horizons, and I don't really want to. But hey, it's been fun nonetheless. Probably the best has been Korean barbecue and hot pot. But yeah.
Absolutely. We actually went to 2 different Hawaiian restaurants in Austin. People don't talk about those kind of restaurants, right? They don't even have those conversations about going to a Hawaiian restaurant. Like, I'm Hawaiian.
I didn't know they were here.
I'm
I didn't
Hawaiian.
even know that they were here.
Oh, don't start. He's Hawaiian by default. Let's
By
be real.
default.
I actually have some
Like by
family members
birth?
that are
By default.
Somalian.
Like Hawaiians, but there's 2 restaurants that we did actually get the opportunity to visit. I'm excited about being able to talk about the podcast, stuff like that, and actually getting her on the podcast was probably the most difficult thing I've ever had to do. As far as the podcast goes. Is getting Robyn on the podcast. We're gonna actually watch some footage and see what that looks like real quickly. If you guys have any additional things you want to talk about, any quotes, anything else, Raven, you want to talk about?
Lining up my oysters. I already got the place.
No, you already know about the seagull taking my chips.
Look, I have a video that's popping up in my head. I have to find it now. But I just want to also say, you guys, there are 52 weeks in a year, right? This is episode 27. Y'all have made it halfway.
Hey.
Y'all have made it halfway. I meant to say that at the beginning, but it sounds so much better at the end. But yes,
It's pretty cool.
y'all have hit a half of a milestone.
Right. All
I'm
right.
excited.
This is more reason to have more cake.
More cake. Let's bring the cake back again.
I have seen grilled oysters, fried oysters,
The
grilled
problems with the
oysters,
extra crisp.
fried
Real
oysters.
good.
Key at the end of
Let me
crisp.
Okay. If it ain't
to-
crisp.
I'm going
I don't want
to
it.
Salt
Keep it.
Traders Coastal Cooking in Round Rock this
You
weekend.
try it first.
I'm going.
Shit, try it first.
A 5% fee is added to all to-go orders, just so y'all know.
Yikes. Shout out to Salty Cargo. One of the best Hawaiian restaurants I've experienced.
Back.
I'll be back, as well as the Mixed Kitchen.
Hawaiian bro.
Wait, can I
Hawaiian
do
bowl.
have one question
Hawaiian
for Hawaiian
burgers.
food? Is the pasta you're eating cold? Like the
Yes,
macaroni?
mac salad is cold.
Oh,
Is it good?
is?
Yeah, so
Why be
That's-
warming it up?
You did, and I didn't
Twice.
stop you.
Was it good warmed
She
up?
ate my leftovers.
I don't know. I'm not gonna warm it up. 'cause
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
cannot wait to explain to you guys Hawaiian food. This is the Can We Talk podcast,
definitely warmed my plate up
episode
twice. It was
27. This is episode 27. I'm excited to explain to you guys what that's going to look like. My TV that I have in my room is a small TV, but it will display a lot of shit. We're going to have the actual...
Period.
We're going to explain and like go through the process of what that like video looks like. But yeah, this is the Can We Talk podcast, episode 27. Do you have a quote?
Yeah.
It said bar. Jesus
don't leave your
Christ.
freaking chips by your side while you're sunbathing.
And this is just a live quote. Don't worry if you're not where you want to be yet. Great things take time.
Amen.
I felt that in the highest level. Yesterday I had the worst work day of my life. Today I had the best work day of my life.
Oh, good.
Like it was just crazy. Like the transition from my energy was different. So that quote actually makes sense, and I even explained to her that you called me yesterday, and I was like, "Yeah, it's just not a good day. I'm not happy today. I'm on a whole different level." But yeah, we're gonna look at some footage for that True Foodie stuff. We have one of the co-hosts of the True Foodies, Robyn Hill, in the building.
And our
One of. Is there more? Is there more people coming?
And our fourth
I
co-host of the
don't know.
I don't know.
But I'm excited to roll this out in the future, where this is the kind of like figuring out stage. Once again, this is the Can We Talk podcast, episode 27. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Special guest, Robyn Hill. I always have my co-host in the building. Let's go.
Bye. Okay, bye. Bye.